Today is a very special day because the SquadBusters Spooky Update is about to be released. And for today's very small sneak peek, we now know that Poco, Ruffles, and Frank are going to be coming to the game in the new spooky world. At the same time, we also know some of the monsters that should be coming out as well. So let's not waste any time and just get into it. All right, so on screen right now, you see the thumbnail for the upcoming SquadUP, which, by the way, is going to be called a spooky squad update. I prefer the name Squad Talk, but it is what it is. Now, this is going to be happening tomorrow, Saturday at 3 p.m. UTC. And in this squad up, they're going to be showing us the 3 new characters here. We're going to be shown the new modifiers, and there are some other things as well, but I have no idea. But for now, though, this is the only thing that we have to go over. So before we get into the 3 new troops here, and by the way, I have a lot to say about them, let's go over the background real quickly. So we can see the new spooky scary world in the background. You see a little toxic waste river in the bottom. We see the grass, some stones, the spooky kind of well. We see the backdrop. More importantly, we see some pumpkins in the bottom right, and this is important. You'll find out why tomorrow. But also we see a big kaiju in the top right. It looks like a robot kaiju or a spooky robot kaiju, probably a monster. And we also see 4 flying robots in the sky as well, which in my opinion, these are going to be 2 new monsters in this new spooky scary world. Now obviously this is not it. There are going to be more monsters as well. These are just the 2 that they've shown us so far. Now moving back to the troops, because we have Frank, Poco, and Ruffles. Now, before I get into their abilities and what they are probably going to do, let's start off with something more interesting, and that is we see an Ultra Frank here on the left, and in the middle we see a baby Poco, and then we see the Super Ruffles. Now, what this means pretty much is, no, they're not going to be ultimates. We're only going to get baby, classic, super, and ultra forms, and then the ultimate forms, I assume, will come in the future, which in my opinion, I actually like. I don't really want them to release ultimates straight away. Now, more interestingly, though, we see Poco in the middle is going to be a healer, which in my opinion, it's what I already expected, but also he's going to be the first common only healer, because at the moment you only have Pam and the medic, which are rares, and the battle healer, who's an epic. We see on the left Frank, who is going to be a rare unit, and he looks like he's going to have a big hammer. And on the right we see Ruffles, who's going to be a DPS unit, probably going to do a lot of damage, and it looks really cool. So I'm here on the Wikipedia for Brawl Stars, and we can see Ruffles here, and we're going to go over him first. So Ruffles is a support unit in Brawl Stars. He has moderate damage and a fast reload speed, but he has low health. He attacks by firing 2 parallel lasers that can bounce off walls. This gives me Jessie vibes. You know how she like bounces between units? I reckon Ruffles will be like that. With his super, he can call a supply drop from the sky. So I hope he does something like that in SquadBusters. Imagine he drops like a key or like a bunch of gems or something. I know he's a DPS unit and not a supplier in SquadBusters, but you know what? I can dream. I hope we get a supply drop from him. That would be cool, but who knows? Now, more interestingly though, something that I think I could predict a little bit more is going to be Frank. Now, Frank in Brawl Stars is a little interesting. He has the highest health of any brawler and a high damage potential, but loses mobility when attacking or using his super. His attack is a delayed swing off his hammer on the ground that sends a shockwave at full health. Now, if we go back to the image, we see him with a really big hammer. He's a rare and he's a defender. I feel like most of the defenders in SquadBusters do stunning abilities, so I think his hammer is going to have a shockwave or stun ability, a little bit like El Primo's, my guess. I don't think he's going to do much damage, unfortunately, but I do think he's going to be tanky as heck. Now, lastly, for everybody who's interested, the SquadUP is going to be tomorrow on Saturday, and on Sunday, we're going to be getting creator sneak peeks. This is pretty much where I will upload a video saying, here are the exact stats of every new troop and modifier and whatever else they add in the game. So that will be interesting as well. And on Monday should be the SquadBusters update. I don't know when it will be, but usually it happens in the morning. So there you go. But you know what? Give me your predictions on what you think these 3 new troops are going to do. I will say I hope Ruffles is really good because he's an epic unit. So you're only going to get him in the final minute. He better be really good to make up for that, because a lot of the epic units in this game just don't deserve to be an epic. Well, that's everything for today. Remember though, tomorrow I will be live streaming the SquadUP, and at the same time, I'll be uploading a video on all the little secrets that you would have missed from the SquadUP. Use code Claz in the SquadBusters shop if you ever do buy anything. And hey, while you're doing things for me, make sure to tap one of the videos on screen here. Are you a lefty or are you a righty? You got to decide. Which video do you want? I like this one, but I also like this one. I don't know.